What's going on, everybody? It's another edition of the NRW Checkpoint with your men about gaming. WebsterStyle, myself, the man, the voice of fragrance, and of course, Brian Sapph. Brian, how you doing today, sir?
Doing okay. I watch yourself.
I'm doing good, man. It's like last week we just had Hogwarts, so this week we have, hey, let's just give you a whole bunch of stuff. Let's open the floodgates. We literally had to pick and choose because there were a couple of re-releases, upgrades for current gen systems that came out that we're not going to talk about today because we talked about all these games before in the past. Let's talk about some brand new games. First up is Blanc on the Switch and PC. This is an adventure game from Cassius Ludi as the developer and Gearbox as the publisher. Blanc is an artistic cooperative adventure that follows the journey of a wolf cub and a fawn stranded in a vast snowy wilderness. An emotional journey, experience a poetic tale of a wolf cub and a fawn in the spectacular world of Blanc. Again, something new, different, and unique. And we are watching the trailer for this one, so I'm really looking forward to see. I only saw the capture of it, like the box art, and it looks interesting. So I'm really looking forward to seeing the trailer.
Yeah, me too. Sounds interesting.
All right. Next up, we have Soul of Chronos. It's for the PS5, the Switch, and the PC. And if a name like Soul of Chronos, we could all bet easy money as an RPG, which it is. Yeah. From developer Ruti Studio and publisher Astrolab Games. Now, I'm surprised that it's on PS5 and Switch, but not on like PS4, Xbox, because it's on the Switch.
Right. Yeah, that's a little
it's strange.
I don't know. It's a little biased there. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know, but again, we talk about these developers thinking, I am not a developer. I do not know what it takes to port games from one system to the next.
Right.
But if I see in your listing is PS5, Switch, and PC, there's something's not adding up from why I say not on the PlayStation 4. Because again, even though what's 30 million PS5s, you still have a pretty large user base on the PS4.
Yeah.
That's actively using every day. Same thing with Xbox. We're talking about for both systems, we're talking about 100 million monthly active users across these platforms. I'm saying if you put it on the Switch, why not the other systems?
Right.
Switch ain't no slouch, but I'm saying graphically speaking, hardware power. If you could put it on the Switch, you can put it anywhere. In my opinion.
Agree. I feel like I don't know. Because the PC part is there. So I feel like they didn't want it to hit Game Pass day of launch. And they was like, we'll just circumvent that.
You know what, though? This may be a small studio, and they just didn't have the manpower to port it to the other system. That really, I would probably bet money that that's the case as well.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Let's get into what this game is about. So Soul of Chronos is set 15 years after an apocalyptic event. Of course it is. It's an RPG. It begins in the harbor town of Estella and follows a young boy named Sid and a girl named Tori. Tori is a Chronos, one with powers over time, who are bonded to a human partner known as a linked through a pact. It sounds interesting.
It does.
We are not watching the trailer. Oh, we're watching the trailer. I forget. No, we are watching the trailer for that one. We are watching the trailer for that. So hopefully we'll get a better understanding of this game through the trailer. But it sounds interesting, especially for the RPG realm.
It does.
Next up, we have a game that I believe we reacted to this trailer months ago. If I remember correctly, is Wanted Dead. It's on the PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, SX, and PC. It's an action game from a developer, Solely Limited, and publisher 110 Industries. So Wanted Dead takes place in a futuristic Hong Kong. The game's protagonist is Lieutenant Hannah Stone, leading the so-called Zombie Squad, a team operating above the law, bravely facing any and all dangers. So basically, you're the cops, you're above the law, and you kill everybody who breaks the law. I am the law.
Then they got a little bit of Arab zombie in there.
Right.
So
Right.
Interesting.
Next up is a game that Dotemu has been on a roll with the games they've been publishing over the past couple of years. I think them and Devolver Digital are really just champion those indie games, indie titles, and like we're gonna put some real shine behind them. And this one is Pharaoh, A New Era, is a strategy game from Triskel Interactive, publisher Dotemu. And again, if you're not familiar with talking about Dotemu, they did the Windjammers 2, the update sequel of the SNK arcade game. They did the most recent Turtles game. They published that. They came out. Shoots of Rage 4. They published that, and a bunch of other games. So they've been really hitting their stride with these indies. But Pharaoh New Era is a game where you immerse yourself in the history of ancient Egypt with 50 missions and over 100 hours of gameplay. It's a remake of the great city building game Pharaoh and the expansion Cleopatra, Queen of the Nile. So it's a city building game in Egypt.
That's okay.
It sounds interesting. Not necessarily my cup of tea, but I can definitely see the educational benefit to a game like this as well.
Yeah. And I like city builders. I don't know. There's something about them. That whole that managing thing that you have to do in order to, get your city going. I tend to like those. There's a bit of strategy there. But that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it does. Now, Brian, this one, I read this and like, this is all you, and I want to know if you even knew this existed.
Okay.
So the next game is Theatrhythm Final Bar Line. Is for the PS4 and Switch. It's a rhythm game from Square Enix.
Okay. That does sound like something I would be.
Yes, but it's from Square Enix. So apparently this is a long-running franchise. This is like the third or fourth entry. A lot of these games originally were on the DS and 3DS. So I believe this is the first time it was on a home console. So yeah, it's the fourth Final Fantasy themed rhythm game and the first to appear on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation 4. Players can recruit a team of 4 characters from throughout Final Fantasy history and play rhythm-based battles in a unique franchise-spanning quest.
That sounds familiar.
Okay.
I feel like I may have heard about this game before, or at least the franchise.
Okay, all right. Because I thought of you when I read this, and I said, I wonder if he knows. Like, Brian's very musically inclined, and he loves Final Fantasy and Square. Sounds like a match made in heaven.
It sounds familiar, but I can't place my thoughts on it 100%. But it does sound familiar. I know Square Enix, they do tend to make games like this. There's a game kind of like this that's centered around Kingdom Hearts, which that's the property they share with Disney. So I feel like I heard about this franchise before, but I just can't narrow it 100%. But either way, I like stuff like that. So
got you.
I'll be interested.
Understood. Well, that's definitely sounds interesting. Next up is a not music based, but definitely music themed game, which is one that I didn't realize was getting remastered. It is a remaster of the classic modern RPG Tales of Symphonia, remastered, obviously. It's coming out for the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Switch. It's RPG, if you don't know by now, from Namco Tales Studio and Bandai. It's going to be Bandai Namco publisher. So the Tales of Symphonia is an action RPG and one of the most critically acclaimed titles in the series. Returns with a full HD remastering. The story takes place in Silverant, a word, and I probably butchered that. It's late when we're recording, ladies and gentlemen. Right. It's been a full day. A world in danger of extinction during the exploitation of mana by an evil group thought to have been sealed away by the hero mythos 4,000 years earlier. So, yep. I don't remember which game in the Tales series I've played. I know it hasn't been Tales of Symphonia, but I have always heard good things about this game.
Okay. And this is a remaster.
Yes, a remaster.
Okay. Might be worth checking out. I feel like it's going to be free somewhere.
Right. And last up is EA has been trying not to suck lately, like in the past couple years.
Putting it light.
if you've been around gaming for a while, you know that EA really was just putting out hot garbage for years. If it wasn't Madden or their sports titles, everything else is so tragically disappointed gamers. We talked about the last Battlefield game. What else? Then they finally got a hit with the Star Wars game that came out. And now they have this, and I forget what it's called. They have an imprint where they are publishing other developers' titles, so not their in-house, and I forget what it is. It Takes Two was one of those games that they published. It's not a EA developer, and that was wildly successful for them. So now they're taking another stab at it with our friends over in the Far East. In this case, this game is Wild Hearts. It's on the PS5, Xbox Series S and X, and PC. It's an action game from Koei Tecmo, who we are very much known as a publisher, especially known for the DOA series and Dead or Alive. And I keep wanting to say this is from Team Ninja, but I don't think so, because Team Ninja is always splashing Team Ninja all over everything if they did. So.
Yeah, my
and obviously, I've already said before, it's published by Electronic Arts. So Wild Hearts is an action role-playing game developed by Omega Force. Okay, Omega Force is the developer, and published by EA under its EA Originals label. The game takes a player to hunt massive monsters in Azuma, a fantasy world inspired by feudal Japan. So essentially, it's their take on Monster Hunter.
Yeah, and I've seen this trailer already. I know we're about to get into it, but I did an episode. I don't know how long ago it was, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Either way, on the podcast, and this was one of the games that Kotaku said was like the most anticipated of 2023. I checked the trailer out. I'm highly interested. So, I mean, we'll see how you feel about it after you watch the trailer, but it looked really good.
All right. Speaking of which, let's get right into the Wild Hearts trailer.
All worldly things will sink to hell. For nature, she will rage until
reminded me of, like you said, Monster Hunter.
Water flooding every field.
Dynasty Warrior in there, as well as what's the other game?
Long ago,
think of it now. That's crazy. Great
disaster befell our land.
Like some samurais, some ninjas, whatever. Like
today,
spells and things.
Signs are everywhere.
Looks really good. I'm interested in
our home, Minato, will fall if we do not intervene. But Minato is merely the name of our village. A village is its people. Minato is Natsume, the blacksmith forged by love and loss. Ujishige, a former soldier forced to confront his past. Seren, whose loyalty holds the whole town together. And Minato is Suzuran, our resident scientist. These and other allies will be crucial to your victory.
Time period.
Really digging this. I like what shows like Dynasty Warriors
and as many brave hunters as we can muster. We must protect our homeland from catastrophe, ignoring the celestial thread that binds us all. We have no choice but to face the fearsome Kemono when they threaten our home. In defeat, these noble beasts give up their celestial thread so that we may weave into our own purposes.
I hope it looks like
as the Kemono evolve, so too must we. While many hunters have vowed to find and defeat them, none have been so fortunate.
I like that it's out of different types. Really not seeing a whole lot of repetition.
Right.
Now is your chance.
I saw the trailer. They did a good job.
Protect our village and our people.
enough of like what.
And you will become a legend, the hunter who tames a world gone wild.
All right, that humongous giant stone bear looks scary as all hell.
Right.
It seems like there's like and I know Minecraft wasn't the first one to do this, but it looks like there's a building aspect to it as well.
Yeah.
Based on the trailer.
Yeah, and that was the part that kind of like reeled me in because I've played Monster Hunter before and played Dynasty Warriors before. It's all there. It's a fun. They both fun games. Nothing to say negative about them. They putting this together. I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a great game. But then as the trailer progresses and you start seeing those characters do like these like spells or whatever that build these torrents and things that help them take down the monster, I'm like, okay, that's a different element there. And I'm really I'm interested. There's another trailer, at least one that I saw, whatever, where after they defeated the monster, it turned into like a huge like bonsai tree. It's almost like there's something going on with the environment. And
well, it said something about when they die, they offer up their celestial threads. So it seems like some sort of interconnected this with the world and the animal spirit, so to speak. So
okay, well, that would make sense.
Interesting. Well, that comes out on current gen systems 17th, and I believe, I don't know if it's still going on, but I know if you have EA Play, i.e. Game Pass, then you got to play like 10 hours for free or something like that before launch. I forget I don't know if that's still going on at the time of this recording, but I know it's something I heard about over the past couple of days. So I didn't take advantage of it, but I don't have an next gen system, but still. All right. Next up, we have Wanted Dead.
Stone, 2 blocks away. Someone triggered the silent alarm at Dow. Get your ass out of there. Most of the force is on the move.
Today is a bad day for Dower.
Any updates?
What we know so far is that an unknown strike team attacked Dower Synthetics at 2100 hours. They busted in, barricaded inside, and turned off the grid.
How many?
Too many.
Gear up. Be careful. You don't know what they are up to.
Here they come.
Cortez, plant the charge.
What the hell is in that crate?
They're getting away.
There's more.
12 o'clock.
Enemy spotted.
Run! Take cover. They've got a fucking tank.
We need an artillery strike here.
My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me where did you sleep last night?
Don't test me. Police!
Tell me
You're not a regular cop, are you?
The city administration is practically Dower Synthetics now. You fuck with the wrong people, and I don't have the time to fuck with you motherfuckers.
Party is over.
This is not like the last time. I have powerful friends now.
This is so 90s action movie, and I'm loving it.
Yeah. I just feel like that was supposed to be something else. He was just
exactly.
Detective, what a pleasant surprise. There'll be a lot to discuss.
Looking forward to it. Life is complicated. I kind of wish to rewind to the place where everything went wrong.
With Loeb?
With everything.
A bunch of synthetic bugs out of right. You're the mobile riot police unit. Start acting like one.
Light him up.
They might look human. They might act human. They're not.
You don't have to do this. Do I need to explain how you get paid at the end of each month?
Playing tough with me, girl? I've seen tough.
Out of my way. Welcome to the worst day of your life. Do you feel pain?
Do you?
Don't make me hurt you. Tower Synthetics is about to pull the plug. Our citizenship claims will be revoked. Your track record won't mean shit. Outside these walls, you're a war criminal. You won't be able to see the light of day once that badge is taken away from you.
You're done.
I got so much to say about this trailer. I get shades of Bubblegum Crisis, 80 the Police, Ghost in the Shell, every bad 90s action movie. But even though it's bad, the dialogue is still better than Forspoken just in this trailer.
Very much so. And I'm intrigued. They did a really good job of they pulled me in. I want to understand what's going on with this story. It's like as the trailer was going, more stuff kept going. I'm like, okay, now there's robots coming out. They look like big spiders. She got a sword and a gun. Teammates here. This arm is messed up, but then I'm interested.
Yeah, I am, because I know we watched this trailer months ago, like as a first impressions, and it looked okay. But seeing this story trailer, I'm like, I am really intrigued about it. And again, it may be your standard, lock you in a room, kill a bunch of synthetics move. It may be that interspliced with cutscenes, especially with the pedigree of some of the names that were there as far as being on Ninja Gaiden, DOA, and so on and so forth. Which again, especially Ninja Gaiden, those games are, while they are great and difficult, they lock you on the stage, they give you a bunch of enemies, you beat them, you progress on to the next part of the stage.
Right.
So again, there's nothing wrong with that sort of gameplay. Actually, I don't think we get too many good games like that anymore. But I'm intrigued by this story. I feel like let me put it this way. The trailer gives a really good impression that there's some semblance of a story where you wouldn't expect there to be one. And that's what's got me intrigued by this. It seems like there's a story there. It seems like you really like it. It is not the greatest. It is not a Kojima level movie trailer like you used to do for Metal Gear or even the Death Stranding stuff. But it was very well done. The voice acting was adequate. The voices for the characters fit the people, fit the characters they actually went with. And I feel like there's a story there that I want to play through.
I agree. 100%. Like, that's my exact thoughts. I want to play. So when is that coming out?
This week, I think it's at the time of recording, it's the day after Lover's Day. So probably Friday if it's not out already.
Right. Okay. All right.
So,
all right. Keep my eyes open.
Exactly. Next up, we have Blanc. This is already
and experience the emotional tale of an unlikely friendship in the co-op adventure Blanc.
A wolf cub and a fawn are stranded together after a sudden snowstorm. Now, they must learn to rely on each other as they trek through the vast snowy wilderness, following their family's tracks.
Two players must work together by using each animal's abilities to navigate obstacles among the frosty terrain. In addition to simple controls, this game's story and gameplay are both text-free, so anyone can easily immerse themselves in this handcrafted, monochrome world.
Okay.
Start your journey when Blanc steps onto Nintendo Switch as a console exclusive on February 14th. Pre-orders begin later today.
Can we just give these people an award already? Because that game...
Come on. Looks great, don't it?
Yeah,
so simple.
Our audience is going to be tired of us because we harp on new art styles, different stuff. And so we can't help but gush at it when we see something just solely different and unique come from a game.
Right.
And man, I'm blown away by that. That is so beautiful.
No, I agree. And it fits because like it got this monochromatic world and they in the snow, and it's a snow box and
not just at the physics of it. I mean, when they knock the wood plank off of the roof onto the other roof, and you see the snow slide, like that was
little details.
That was really awesome detail, and the physics with it as well. And you wouldn't think you would get something so detailed and so accurate with a game that looks like that. I'm really impressed.
Me too.
Blanc might be something that well, it won't be on Switch for long, so I'll wait in this game.
You sure?
I'll wait, but this is definitely a game I want to play. I can see people of all ages playing this game. This is really good.
I agree. It's one of them, shout out to the studio. I'll leave it there because I really appreciate these like small developers coming with these new ideas, and executing them well. Like you could tell there's some thought and some intention there. The game is not heavy in one direction. Like it's meant for people to just play casually, and it's a feel good game. And those kind of games, they tend to fly under the radar, but they make a big impact when they get recognition. So, like you said, hopefully this gets an award. I feel like, because you remember, it was last year when Stray came out.
Yes.
And it kind of had that same appeal. Like it was just, easy going. It's a cat walking around, a stray cat walking around some random city doing stray cat stuff. I feel like this game is going to be like in the same vein as far as the way it's received. Because Stray, Game Awards. So
okay. It's hand drawn too.
Oh, that's dope.
That is so dope.
That's extra. Like they hand drew all that. Because I was thinking, I was like, okay, so they designed it or whatever, and then they just threw a filter over it or overlay, and it made it look like that. But if they hand drew all that, that's amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. All right. Last up, we have Souls of Chronos.
Da 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 da.
I thought a banana was gonna come across the screen.
All right, I'm not feeling this at all.
No.
They
didn't really say what's going on with the story.
Well, not even that. Just from the looking at it. First, again, I go back to my original question: why is this only on PlayStation 5? Why is it? This looks like a mobile game. No disrespect to mobile games.
It can't be.
It says so. PlayStation 5, Switch, and Steam.
Because of me, I'm like, I get it on the Switch.
But why is this only on? Why is this even on the PlayStation 5?
Whatever Microsoft did
pay
or
their
Xbox
money.
did to get under this company's skin, fix it now.
Sony must have paid them money because it'll make no.
Had to.
This could have easily been on the PlayStation 4, and you would have been able to get a wider audience. Because I refuse to believe they did some sort of humongous graphical upgrades on the PS5 over the Switch.
No.
Okay. So
absolutely.
Let me give my gripes. It looks like a generic JRPG, action RPG.
I can see that.
I don't like the chibi style of it. Is that even chibi?
Yes, it's similar. Yeah.
And the characters look generic. Like there is nothing. We just went from Blanc to this.
That's what it was right there.
From a memorable standpoint, from a game that stands out, makes like, oh, I want to play this, to something that. How many RPGs have we seen come out in the past year that we've never heard of, or like number 4 and 5 in the series, and they all look the same, especially from Atlas if it's not Shin Megami Tensei or what's the main series now? Persona.
Yeah.
They all look the same.
Mm-hmm.
And Souls of Chronos is competing with those.
It looked like it's not, because I don't see that this game topping those games.
Nah.
I will say, being that it is I don't know, because there's a thing happening where developers are trying to get away from the more like graphically heavy games. At least that's what I'm noticing anyway. I don't know. I just feel like this game is an attempt to kind of do something different with a specific art style that is more or less geared towards the JRPG realm, or Japanese or Asian culture, I should say. Because chibi, that style is like not necessarily ours, but
okay.
I don't know.
I will give it somewhat of a pass. It's only $20.
Okay. And then I did not mind the gameplay, like the battling or whatever. That looks interesting. I want to like see it more, like see what's going on. But I feel like it's perfect for Switch, and then everything else it just should have been on, because like I didn't see anything in that trailer that says like, oh no, nothing can handle this except for the top tier system. So I don't know, but we'll see.
It should have been on everything. That's ridiculous.
Chronos.
Okay. All right. Like I said, $20. I'm not going to be that upset at the gameplay and everything.
They still should have something about the story now. Come on now. Like, I'm all for a good gameplay trailer, but even in the gameplay trailer, they telling you like, hey, you got to fight your way through somebody that's trying to destroy the planet and use the Chronos power to go back in time. It was literally like, these are the characters and this is how they fight. Go get the game.
Right.
Unless I missed something.
So, all right, well, that's our take on the major releases for the week. Brian, what's going on with you this week?
I'm trying my hardest to get an episode of the Talk+Play blerdcast out. I've been like solely immersed in Hogwarts Legacy, and there's a lot of stuff going on in gaming right now. I'm back and forth literally between like 5 games right now, because Apex just put a new season out that's filled with things that I want to do, like the new team deathmatch mode. I'm gonna play that pretty soon here. Overwatch just put a new season out, a bunch of amazing skins in the battle pass, and they're doing something a little different since they're not introducing a new character this season with the battle pass to make it a little bit more accessible and affordable for us who want it. And then Hogwarts Legacy is amazing. And then I'm still on my Switch trying to play through Fire Emblem 3 Houses so I can beat it and then get Fire Emblem Engage. And then the Nintendo Direct just happened. There was a bunch of amazing games announced there, and I'm like, I don't know. I want to talk about it here.
Metroid Prime Remastered.
Yes, I want it. Because I never got to finish it as a child. I didn't have the GameCube in my home. It was at my cousin's house. I had the PlayStation and had the GameCube. I explained this all on the podcast. Either way, there's tons of stuff happening, and I'm just like, I don't feel like talking about it just yet. I just kind of want to sit and play. But that's not a reason for you to not tune in. Like, just, hit the follow button or whatever. I'm going to probably put an episode out before Saturday. I don't know. I'm working on it. I recorded it. I just need to edit and get it out. And then that's it. Many adventures there. What about you?
Let's see. 143 just dropped this week. A lot of things, but the most important thing is rest in peace, Chugoy the Dove. Dave from De La Soul, one of my favorite rap groups, passed away, and it's just so weird.
I need y'all to just whatever y'all got to do. Well, never mind. That's a little insensitive. Go ahead. I don't want just stay alive, people.
Right. Well, you are currently with Nerds Rule the World. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at the NRW, on Instagram at New Release Wednesday. Of course, you're currently on, the YouTube. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe.
Because how else are you going to know when this comes out? I'm trying my hardest. This is what we're talking about.